Alrighty, back with a new video today. Little disclaimer, I was supposed to be going to Mount Taranaki this week and shooting a whole cinematic piece with a whole bunch of, awesome figures and creating awesome photos and shit like that. But the weather shit itself. There's an 85% chance of rain, and being on a mountain, it's not ideal. So had to can that trip and improvise a little bit last minute. That's just part of it, I guess. So if you followed this channel for a while, you would be able to see that this is a familiar location. Arguably capturing one of my favorite photos of 2024, of course. Along with a whole bunch of different photos, which I'm still so happy with to this day. But today we're going to be doing a whole bunch of new shit. We got new Star Wars sets, we got new ideas, and we've got a lot of cicadas around us that are loud as hell. But I'm really keen for the shoot. I think we can really pull something off awesome here. So the goal of today's video is to get at least 3 Star Wars photos, recreate this image here. Like, it was literally in my backyard. You can see the black fence in the background. Like, it was a cool concept, but it can just be done better, I think. That's the main objective for today's video. So hopefully we get some decent shots. So this place doesn't seem like a bad place to start with. We're just trying to wait for that sun to creep through again, because we've got overcast at the moment. It's supposed to be sunny all day, but that's the thing with Auckland, is the weather predictions are never right because it changes so much. But it seems like we've got a nice dynamic spot through here. A lot of different places to experiment with. And it's just a nice open space, really. What we got here? Got a little cicada shell. These are pretty cool. Nice little cicada shell. Anyway, looks like the sun's coming out, which is good. Creating some nice lighting through here. So we're going to get started, and hopefully, I say this every video, but we're hoping to get some good shots. Alrighty, so whenever I start a photo shoot, I always start with the easiest shot possible. And at the moment, oh shit, I'll do some repair work. So we got this guy right here. It's going to be a nice, easy shot. Just setting it up wherever I like. So the idea behind this is it's basically, a dead trooper. Just look at that. We're already off to a good start. And then of course, grab your trusty camera. I'm on the Canon 700D. Been using this camera for about 6 years, and before that my brother was using it for 5 years. So it served us very, very well. Only problem with shooting in the forest is you don't really have a lot of light coming through. It's a bit of a problem, but it's all good. Alright, so we got the first, this is the test shot. Create a nice little passage through here. Might look kind of cool. Alrighty, already off to a good start. Could be slightly angled a bit higher because he's kind of looking down. I don't want that. Yeah, it's better. Not a bad start. I can hear people in these woods. I always wonder if people can hear me when I'm doing this shit, which gives me a little bit of anxiety because it's like, what the hell is that guy doing? But yeah, what I'm doing is just trying to get a range of different shots. See, that's not a bad start at all, which is all good. You have to bump the ISO up. Very dark. Oh, what the hell? Someone's lead. God knows how long this has been in here for. Yeah, this shot there is not too bad. Is it a hero image? No, but it's just a simple image. You know what I mean? We might revisit that one, but that's a good start. Good start to the shoot. Okay, now, so usually I stick to characters that are familiar to everybody, but sometimes I'll create figures of my own and try to create their own backstory. So for example, we've got this archer. It's just a mix of a knight and a bunch of archer stuff, and we're just going to create a nice story through here. I might be a bit shit at getting this on film, but essentially we're going to try to set him up on this tree like that. I was not expecting it to balance that well. And then we're just going to try get a nice shot through here. I mean, it's okay, but yeah, his bow needs to be on the other side. And I want him to look like he's crouching in. Yeah, that doesn't look bad. So there he is on the tree. ISO is way too high right now. Very, very bright. I don't know how I feel about the sunlight being straight on him. While we're at it, let's try to get a shot like this, getting underneath. I'm sorry you can't see this. Give me 2 seconds. That's kind of cool. Although I need to like move it up just a tad because I want to get the tree, but I also want to get his face in the shot. Yeah, like that. That's actually kind of cool. Okay. Wait, look at this. And then we got a cicada right below him. It's a cicada shell, but it still look cool. Oi, that's sick. Okay, we got a good shot here. So we've created a really nice frame right here. Damn. So this is just creating a really nice frame. Okay, we're using a little bit of a cheat here, but we're using a light just to help light the other side of his face, because at the moment it's very, very dark in here. Even though the sun is out and the camera really doesn't do it justice, it's a little bit darker than I would like. So we're just using that to help brighten up the figure, which is doing its job very well. Pretty cool. Gotta try and create that nice frame, which at the moment it's looking very sick. That doesn't look too bad there. Although I hate shooting from a top angle, because then you look like a giant looking down at the frickin' character, which I never really try advocate for. You can just see the difference though between adding the light to the shot. It just helps lighten the image, of course. That's what a light does. I feel like I'm waffling so bad in this video, man. I apologize if my talking skills aren't the best. I'm gonna say this probably every single video, but whenever you're getting photos, get portrait and landscape. If you're the one controlling the environment, then you get both portrait and landscape images. It is a must. I think we're good for that image now. We're gonna move on for a bit. We have got this big ass walker. Pretty cool set. Looks gonna look great in the forest. And then we've got nice dynamic range of soldiers right here. And then we're just gonna have like a wallpaper-esque looking photograph. Got some nice moss through here. Bouncer is a pain in the ass. Like I said, Lego photography is 90% balancing and then 10% taking the shot. Get rid of all these. Ugh. Get rid of all that. And then we put the forest trooper like so. See how this looks. Ooh, yeah, bruh. Okay, this is gonna look cool. It's looking cool. And then when you're doing a long exposure, you need to put your camera on a 2-second timer, because to remove that camera shake, and you can get a nice looking shot like this. And it looks okay. I don't know how I feel about it. Let's try a portrait version. Maybe that's what the problem is. You're not capturing it as a portrait. Oi, okay. See, that looks like a lot cooler. Yep, that was the problem. That was the problem. We were shooting it in landscape when it should have been a portrait. Balance sesame. Yes. I was really surprised with last week's video. It did really well. I think people seem to enjoy the POV video. I didn't think many people were going to watch it because it's quite a lengthy video and you're just watching me take photos. But it seems like people enjoy watching the process of it all, which is good to see because I like taking these photos. Okay, so this is another good shot here. And this time we've got one of the troopers like in the middle of his legs. Kind of creates for a really nice frame. We got the photos we wanted, I think. Now let's move on to another easier shot. This time it's going to be Vader and Luke Skywalker fighting on a tree branch. I already know what tree branch I'm going to. I saw this on the way in. It's going to be this nice mossy one right here. And ooh, I feel like this part of the tree will get a little bit more sunlight. And then art of balancing. I might actually, this tree is so dead that I think I could put a Lego stick through it and peat a bit. Yeah, so we could stick that in there. But we gotta be careful because I don't want to break the whole tree, then we don't have a shot. So stick it. Oh yes, it's gonna work. Hell yeah. I'm a genius. And then Luke can be like kind of actually inching back. I hope you can see that, but it literally just sticks into the tree. That's looking a lot better than I thought it would, and my camera's eating shit. It's not looking too bad. I don't know actually yet because I can't see the frame. So I have to be a long exposure as well. It's so dark here, man. Do I cheat and like move this tree to another spot? Let me try. We're gonna move this to exactly where we want it. Yeah, maybe. Doesn't look too bad, honestly. I'll just start with a portrait. Let's go. I was a bit 50-50 on this shot, but I changed the lightsabers around and also changed my settings around, and I think we're cooking here. Pulling focus. Yeah, that looks cool, and then we'll add some lightsabers in post. It's so funny, man, how like I've just yoinked essentially this tree from its spot and moved it into a better location. The art of Lego photography. It's definitely another banger shot. If the edit goes the way I want it to, I think that's going to be one of my favorite shots from the shoot, simply because of like how ridiculous it was, like plugging these into the tree and then moving it from that spot and then putting it over here. Like, it was a really fun shoot, to be honest, that one. Okay, so we're going to be recreating a photo here from a couple years ago where I used Luke Skywalker in my backyard and had a bunch of floating rocks around him. Now, it's a good photo, but it's just not a good scene. You've got my black fence in the background, and I think we can just do better. So we've got Cal Kestis here, and we've got BD1. Use these holes to help levitate him. And what we're going to do here, clear a little spot and plant Cal like so. Have BD1, you know, checking him out, watching him do his Jedi shit. That's looking good. Grab the camera. Now, so when you're doing a shot like this, you need to set up a tripod, okay? So I'm going to be having a bunch of floating elements in the photograph, and I'm going to be shooting these rocks over and over again, just dropping them above. So I need a tripod so that I can then easily mask the rocks into the photograph with it looking natural. And then just cranking that shutter speed, let's say 2500, bump the ISO up, ISO 6400. Not ideal, but flashing it out. Then we've got a whole bunch of rocks here. So I got these from home, just from my garden, and we're just going to continuously drop them into the spot until we have the photos that we want. And then you want to make sure that your shooting mode is on continuous, and then we're ready to shoot. Make sure to also have your focus set to manual, because you can't autofocus on falling objects over and over again. So I'll all set it up. Ready? 3, 2, 1. So in that shot, yeah, they don't look too bad. And then we just keep shooting over and over and over and over again until we get enough shots where it looks like we can merge the rocks into the photograph and it looks like he's using the Force. Got 5% battery on the GoPro, but next what we're going to do is we're going to do a few jumping shots, make it look like he's properly flipping over him. Got this little extension. I'm trying to do this as quickly as possible on 2% battery. I need to get more GoPro batteries. They just die when you're shooting in 4K, but that's essentially it there. Run it over here. So if you couldn't already tell, the GoPro battery died halfway through, but I thought we could sit down and go through the final images that I didn't capture through the GoPro. I moved on to creating some dynamic scenes with both Cal and the troopers. You know, just a variety of fighting scenes, with this shot probably being my favorite. Just the angle itself that Cal was on, and also the trooper looking up in awe like, oh shit, I'm about to die, works to create a really dramatic shot. Also just the colors around them, like the contrast between the blues and the greens, just works very well together. I'm very happy with this photo. And then just showing a few fighting scenes just to show a progression of Cal's fight. And then finishing on an aerial shot. I just really like the harsh shadows that the sun was producing at this time, and with Cal just being in the middle of it, I think it looks pretty cool. And then wrapping up the scenes with a few shots of Cal and the walker. You know, long distance and all. Now to kind of wrap the Star Wars photos into a little bit of a bow, I guess. I think this time I was able to tell a variety of different stories through these images, which I was really happy about. Like the progression of Cal, you know, practicing his Jedi tricks to then walking with BD1, then finding the troopers, and then going on a mad, you know, fight scene with them. It's just, for my Instagram at least, it creates a bit of a narrative that people can follow rather than just it being solely just nice looking photos. I'm really trying to push for more stories this year, but none of the Star Wars photos I think were able to push through a story like I did with the dark fantasy characters. Now I've been watching a lot of video essays on the importance of storytelling through anime. Most of these videos done by a guy named Pei Talks Anime, who creates some incredible videos. I'll leave him in the description below for you guys to check out. Now these videos help me formulate what I believe to be a simple yet effective way of showing a story, which in this case it is a bounty hunter through the woods searching for his next prize. In this case it's this guy right here. A combination of different figures I put together, and through the editing intentionally darkening his eye slits to kind of put a little bit of mystery behind the character. Next with the bounty hunter lurking above the cliff to then jump out with both swords drawn.
Now, I made the mistake of not including the samurai looking sword in the first few images. Instead, I was using a bow and arrow, which is kind of where the story slips a little bit, because I decided to implement the sword halfway through the shoot, which wasn't the best idea for this story. Now, this scene is supposed to act as a moment of suspense and unknown, like who's gonna win in this sort of scenario, because I'm gonna be posting this image by itself, and I'm gonna be putting a poll and just like letting people interact with the photo and say who's gonna win, who's gonna lose, sort of thing. But we finally conclude with the final image, which I'm very happy with. It's very simple, but I'm very happy with how effective it is. Many years later, the bounty hunter is visiting the skeleton remains of the mysterious character from before. It's showing the passage of time, and also kind of like the bounty hunter visiting past jobs that he had, and kind of suggests that this job was a little bit more personal to him because he is visiting the skeletal remains of one of his, I guess, jobs. But I'm really curious to see what you guys think of this story. But anyways, that is another POV video done. I'm honestly really enjoying filming these videos, showing the process of my Lego photography. I guess I'll see you in the next video, which, a little teaser, I'm going back to Lake Taupo, and I'm very excited for a whole lot of reasons, which you'll find out in the next video. So see you then. Bye.